Hello, hello. You're already here. Well, if you're already here, then we might as well just have a visit while we wait for this whole thing to go. So, hello. I am Nancy today, and I like to play Minecraft. I think the reason I like to play Minecraft is because it's so interesting. You can do so many things. I don't battle a lot. I don't have it. I have learned how to keep the bad guys at bay. Lots of lights. And I've also gotten so I'm not scared of fighting with them. I'm able to just, why do I look so big in this close-up? I always look huge. Well, I am pretty big. We'll just pretend that's fine. And if I do this, maybe it'll make me not look quite so huge. There we go. But whatever, doesn't matter. So, in winter, which is what we have now, it's very, very snowy. Let me see if I can show you how snowy it is with my camera. Okay, if I turn it around, there, now we can zoom out. Now see, I have a room here. My son gave us his big, huge TV and put it up on the wall for us. He knew we wouldn't ever get around to putting it up. Okay, now, can I make this bigger? Maybe not. Anyway, there it is. It's snowy outside. All the windows and doors. Very snowy. I mean, it's lovely. But it's cold, and you can sit out there for a while. But mostly I stay inside. But I do go for walks now and then. Now, how's this doing? I have to check my Minecraft thing. Play. Okay. And then we'll come back to you. There. Anyway. So let's get rid of that. Anyway, so the reason I like Minecraft is because there's so many things you can do in there. You can recreate landscapes, or you can work with what it is, and you can build a nice little house nestled in somewhere. Most of the time my houses are all windows because I want to see the view, if it's a beautiful view, right? I did make one that was a cabin that was all dark wood with just small windows. It was alright. It was out in the middle of the ocean, so there wasn't a lot to see except ocean everywhere, so it was okay. Oops, we've gone away. I do have to do a few things outside. It's -10 right now. It was -17 this morning. I have this plastic wall. We have a deck that goes all the way around the house, and so we have a roof over one long deck, and I made a wall out of plastic, and I had it stapled to the top edge of the deck, and I have these big plywood boards against it, but the plastic has come up from the bottom and it's billowing all around, and now there's a snowdrift right in front of the door. I open the door and I feed the cat out there and have this nice big huge basket filled with fleece, and then I covered it with a poncho that has a hole in it so the cat can get in and get warm in there. If he goes in, I'm not sure if he goes in or not. He went in before. I have new hearing aids, so I can hear things now. It's amazing. I can turn them up really loud, then I can hear the snow hitting the branches. Like, snow is very soft, but if you turn your hearing aids up, you can hear it. And the rain and the wind and the birds. There's no birds except maybe ravens. I did see a bald eagle the other day being chased by a few crows. Even at this time of year, when there are no babies and eggs and nests to disturb, Anyway, so in Minecraft lately, I've been mapping it. And so it takes a lot of work to get maps. You have to grow sugarcane to get paper, and you use redstone and you have to mine iron. So you've got iron and redstone, and you make compasses, and then you have to get leather and sticks to make frames. And if you use a glow frame, they're even better. Because then you put it down and the map is alive. It's brilliant. You can see it easily. But it's really nice to be able to come and study the map and see where things are in relation to other things. We have this gigantic world, and my son Daniel's been in charge of it most of the time. And he made some command blocks. So with those command blocks, we've been able to go to different places. Maybe I would like some command blocks again. He let me be operator. So maybe I should make a command block so I can go to 000, and he's got a place at 100,000 and another place at 200,000. And it would be interesting to go back to those places, especially because the respawn point, I haven't had no respawn point for a long time. I don't dare, because I don't know where I will respawn, you know? And if I'll ever find my way back again. But you know that there's a command block somewhere when you can't place or lift a block. I've been playing Minecraft now since 2000, I guess. No, I'm sorry, since 2020. So that's 5 years. My son didn't know if I would be able to figure it out. Ha! He didn't understand. I have used, at first I used my Google Nest to tell me answers, and she would look up a website and tell me all the Minecraft information. I can use ChatGPT now. She's not always so correct. Sometimes I know more than she does, but a lot of times she's correct. So the latest important things that I have learned are that if you go to to 10, to level 10, well, first of all, if you dig a hole straight down, keep inventory, put on keep inventory. Dig a hole straight down, but take ladders with you. So first go get wood, make sticks, make lots of ladders. You're going to go all the way to the bedrock, so that's at negative 59. So you need about 120 or 130 ladders to make sure you get there. And you just go down, and you go down 4 blocks, and then you dig a bit of an opening there, and you put a light. And if you dig it now, you'll be able to get off your ladder there. But if you don't dig it now, you won't be able to get off. You just have to go straight down. And if you do it every 4 blocks, I was thinking if you do it every 4 blocks, yeah, because you're going to dig it 2 blocks high, and that's 2 blocks high, so you've got 2 blocks in between. So you can see what's on your floor, and you can see what's on the ceiling of the next level. And so you're not going to miss anything. And often when you're going straight down, you'll find coal, and you'll find lapis. Lapis, you don't need it until you have your enchantment table all set up. And then when you do get your enchantment table set up, put a chest right beside it, put in sticks and diamonds and lapis and maybe copper, and then when you need tools, go there and get your tools and enchant them. If you have keep inventory on, you also end up keeping your experience, so you usually have enough experience to make to enchant your tools with good enchantments. Excuse me. Yes, copper in the granite somewhere. And diorite, which is the white one with the gray dots. I love diorite. It illuminates everything. There will usually be coal and maybe iron at the edge of the diorite. So you can just go all the way around the edge to find it if you want. It's usually a pretty big clump. And when you find coal, that's also usually a pretty big clump. We once made a hole. Well, once there was a hole, and we made these explosions. So we made all these blocks that had exploded out up in the air. That was a fun exercise. And I've made those airplane things, the rockets that go up to the top and that go forward. And I've done some automatic farms. I have a hard time with that. And I've restored some villages. Oh, and I took a what is it called? A brewing stand. I was fishing and I kept finding these big round pufferfish. What do you do with pufferfish? Well, you use them with a brewing stand. And so I got a brewing stand. And I got bottles, sand, made glass, made bottles. And then I started using all these things, these items, and finding that if I got a blaze, I could make this, and I had to go to the nether and fight the blazes. And do you know, I never did finish telling you that negative 59 is where diamonds are, but 10 plus 10 is where iron is. So if you go down to plus 10, you can usually find quite a bit of copper. And sometimes I think it's tough. And when there's tough and deep slate or tough and cobblestone, if there's a whole bunch of tough, it won't work. But if there's just a little bit of tough, there's usually copper hidden in there. I've often found the tough and deep slate together and the copper. You really need to enchant your tools so you have efficiency. Efficiency 4 is really important if you're mining. Otherwise, you can just waste a lot of time. I've learned how to when a creeper blows up and it makes this big hole, I don't avoid creepers. I just get out of their way, and I make sure that they're not near my house. But that's not always been the case. And sometimes they blow a hole in all your stuff, and if you're not there, you'll lose all your stuff. If you were there and then you ran away and they blew up and they blew all your stuff up and you didn't notice, sometimes all that stuff is going to be gone when you get back. That's really sad. I lost a whole bunch of maps. I had mapped a whole area out. Oh, you can take lava and you put it on the edge of the water and it flows into the water and it makes cobblestone. Makes stone. No cobblestone. Well, stone, if you've got silk touch and you mine stone, it stays as stone. But if you mine it with a pickaxe, you get cobblestone, which has all the round circles. And I've learned how to make pathways with many different kinds of blocks and how to use moss. You put one mossy block down and hit it with bone meal, and it'll turn all of the surrounding blocks into moss. Or you get those azalea bushes, and I guess they're mossy bushes of some, and there's little carpet and grasses. It's just lovely to do that. And so I'll make a bridge out into the ocean with lava, and you pick it up and you move to the new edge and you put it down, and everywhere it flows in, I think you get about 15 new blocks of lava every time you do that. But if there's tall stuff growing, it'll leave a hole in your blocks, like if there's kelp or sea cucumber. You can make kelp. You can cook kelp and make beautiful blocks. They're kind of like presents. I think they're dark green with a light green stripe around them or something like that. Anyway, They make beautiful buildings too. And if you want to mine in straight lines that are just one deep, you take along a trapdoor, and you put the trapdoor on the block ahead of you. You stand there, it's on the wall, and you're standing right beside it, and then you click it, and it will close, and you're now lying down, and so then you can tunnel through. Sometimes when I'm digging now, and I'm going to my height, and then every 3 blocks I dig straight up for 5 and go, and sometimes there's diamonds up there on the sides, and it's really easy to do. Also, if you have the words on over at the side, then you'll see it'll tell you lava pops or something, so you know when you're getting close to lava. But lava, you can often back up and dig around and get up above the lava. And with portals, with the nether, I use the nether like a subway system. I don't go there for any purpose except, sometimes to get experience, to get points, the green line on your hotbar. To get points, I'll go to the nether and I'll mine those, they've got white dots in it, some sort of a quartz crystal. But when you get those, when you mine them, you get all these green balls come towards you. So it usually, it depends on the enchantment of your diamond pickaxe. You need a diamond pickaxe to mine obsidian. And to make obsidian, if you dig a hole, you take a bucket, you go get some lava, you put the lava into water. You have to put it right in the water, and it'll turn to obsidian. If you put it beside the water, the lava that flows in will make cobblestone. So if you have lava and water beside each other, it will make obsidian where they meet. Anyway, obsidian is the hardest rock. It's black, and so you mine obsidian. Sometimes it takes 4 hits and sometimes 15. Depends on the enchantments or on if you have a diamond pickaxe, which you really need. I don't think you can do it with anything less than that. Anyway, but when you make a portal, if you go to the nether, you have either nothing with you or you have keep inventory on, and you can break the portal in the nether. You go through the one in the overworld, you break the one there, you collect all 14 blocks, and then you wear yourself out and do what you need to do, and eventually you get killed or you fall in the lava or something happens. Anyway, but then you have 14 more, and you can go through that same portal again, and you can break all those blocks. You have 14 more, and you can just jump in the lava and it kills you. You burn to death, and you come back in your respawn point. Make sure you have a respawn point. And if you want to do this frequently, you just put your bed right beside the portal on this side, so that you don't have a lot of traipsing to go back and forth to get there. But that works really well, because then you can end up with a lot of obsidian. I mean, you could go in creative mode, but I don't really want to do that. But wherever you are, you can make a portal. And on the other side, it's probably best sometimes to make the portals on the other side, and if you can tunnel from one through to the next, it's 8 times. You divide your location numbers. You push F3. I'm not sure how otherwise you do it, but your coordinates. So you divide the first and last coordinates by 8, and that's where your portal needs to be to come back to this exact location. And I'm not sure exactly what the distance is between portals for them to not cross over. You have to have a certain amount of distance between them on this side, otherwise you'll end up in the wrong places. Daniel helped me. He went above the lava, I think. went below the log. Anyway, and he made this wonderful place for us to have a subway system. And so you'd come out and I'd have signs there telling you which place is this hallway and which place is that hallway, and we had a hub and could have a subway. You know, we could even put rail cars down. Daniel likes putting down ice. And then using a boat and going really fast over the ice. I like it when I play with him and I jump in his boat and we go zooming around for somewhere. We've hollowed out ice towers, made houses in there. When I get a creeper hole, I like to fill it with water and then use leaves. After it's all completely filled to the top, then I put leaves all around the edge, kind of like the edge of a pond, and then I can plant on the dirt blocks beside it, grassy dirt blocks. I can plant sugar cane and all kinds of flowers. I can put bushes and lanterns and along pathways you can put little segments of fencing, or you can put lanterns, or you can put torches, and you can plant trees, and you can make and the first thing I do after I build a house is I go in each direction. I make a pathway in each direction as far as I can go, and then I know I know how to get home. So otherwise, if you build a house and then you start to wander around, you may never find your house again. You know, maybe you won't unless you looked at the coordinates, or like if you've got a really good sense of direction. I have a good sense of direction, but it's easy to get turned around in there. You'll find that when you're making a map. When you're making maps, what you do is you take your new map and you walk you can see your location, the white dot, and you keep walking until you get to the edge of it, and then it turns sideways and it just sits there. That's when you click on your new map, put this one to the side, have them all in your hotbar. You click on your new map, and there you are at the bottom, and you can continue to walk. And then if you continue to do that every time you get to the edge, you make a new map. Then when you get home, you can line them all up. And then you can go over one and line them all up. And it's really interesting if you've already made houses in a few spots, and if you've connected them and you've got all kinds of things going on. Well, it's really nice to go up, to stand there and look down on your map and see the whole area. Some people have figured out how to fly with those wings. But Elantra, I could never really figure that out very well. My grandson used to train me. He said, "Okay, Grandma, now, here, I'm going to give you this tool, and I'm going to give you this monster, and I want you to kill it." And he would train me how to do that. That was quite fun. Good morning. I know who it is because it's only the two of us. What? You're welcome. I'm trying to do that. Some of those logs we had were way too big. I think we need to get a wedge so we can split some of these. Yeah. Even when they're still sitting there without moving them. Yeah. I think if I could take a wedge and hammer it in, I could split it right there.
Right, yeah. It's okay if we do them in time. So if this thing is still full of fire, with halfway through and nice wood coals, you can just put them straight in. Too big logs, put them straight in, and that should be okay. But if you let it go down, it's going to be difficult. You have to find smaller ones.
So I lit the fire at about 7:30. So how many hours does our fire go before it should be stoked?
4 hours should be fine, I think.
So, okay. So we should have a routine. Maybe Um, I don't usually do the fire.
Right.
But if you do the fire and then you set a timer for 4 hours,
Yeah.
then it will let you know, and we won't have the problem of having to relight it.
And the problem is in the nighttime, because nighttime is more than 4 hours.
Well, right, but then if if we have a wheelbarrow full of logs that are not huge,
I tried to get to you should know non-huge ones, but there's the last load you have there, many of them are huge.
they are large, but they were the only ones I could get from the pile.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to bring the other wheelbarrow in and fill it with wet wood and just leave it somewhere in our vast amount of space and let it thaw and warm up and dry so that it'll be usable.
I tried to replace the longer as soon as they time to dry for the next one.
Right, well, if we get them from in the woodshed, they're dry.
Yeah.
Theirs are good. But I'm talking about the other piles that are out there that are not dry. But it might be just as smart to get them from out there. Maybe if I don't know how accessible they are right now.
They're not so very accessible. The needles are not going to be any better.
No, but they will be, they will dry then. If I put them in a wheelbarrow and put them maybe behind your chair there.
I don't think, because we took them from the pile there, and when the pile was dry, then I put them in here, and there might be a little bit of rain on them, but not very much. They were dry before, right?
We're talking about the ones out there.
Yeah. They're seasoned, so.
Yeah, they are
the moisture
old.
is just on the outside, very outside.
Right.
And it should dry fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have too much trouble if they're quick enough that because I get some nice warm coals, and you can put the big logs in, and if they only have to be dry for a few hours in a wheelbarrow, it should be fine.
We're now talking about what's in the woodshed.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm talking about the other wood that is not in the woodshed, which is wet.
Right.
And I'd like to dry some of that ahead of time, so that we don't have to wait until we've run out of wood in the woodshed and then everything's wet.
Well, I think what I'll do is we have plenty of wood. The woodshed that I'm taking it out of, once it is empty, I can move some of the wood over and let it dry there.
Well, we have a tarp on it, so it is drying where it is.
Yeah.
Except it's freezing out, so it doesn't dry quite as fast.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that some of it should come inside and dry inside ahead of kneading it. Whatever, it's just a thought. But I think the most important thing then, if I lit the fire at 7,
So I can do it 11 and 3 and 7 and 11.
Yeah, so I'll set a timer then for 11. Or do you want to set it so I don't have to be bugging you and you don't have to be?
Sure.
I'll just set it for 11.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's not a timer but an alarm. So 11.
But you're setting it for 11, okay?
11 o'clock.
About 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go to them.
Oh, is today Saturday?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. I have it set for 11 a.m. every day. And then we should get that. It will help us to keep the house warm. I turned off the upstairs heaters except the bathroom, and I closed all the bedroom doors and such up there.
Okay.
So so the cats won't be up there. I'm not sure if they are getting into the garden, the dirt up there. And
Never mind.
yeah, I have to. The plastic has come unattached on the shady deck, and it's flapping, and now we have a little snowdrift in there, right in front of the bedroom door, right outside of it. So I want to put the plastic back, and I may need some help. There are some plywood boards that I would like to have leaning against the house, which at the moment are not. One of them's leaning against a tree, fell backwards, and the other one is also down. I would like to have a little help with that, if that's possible.
Yeah.
All right, would you like to do that earlier or later?
I'll think I'll go to them first.
Okay. Okay then.
And then I'll let them open the fire. And then I can help you with that.
I just figured out how to fix that chair. I think I can do it. It's supposed to have a bolt that goes through, but the bolt, I don't have a bolt that's the right size. It's not working. I should have a bolt that's the right size. I have a million bolts now. Anyway, whatever. I just, in my head, sorry. So you can do that. I took one bag of the light blue bag out and put it with the black bag there.
Okay.
Thank you for doing the dump stuff so frequently and regularly. I appreciate that. I remember when my father died and my mother no longer had my dad doing it, and I had to do it for her. And it was a lot of trouble. It was getting those big those big compost, or those big bins. You had to roll them. But they paid extra to have it, as she was handicapped, to have the garbage men come down to the carport and get it from down there. Here comes Tiger. Tiger's been letting me pet him lately. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Very exciting. Anyway, I love you, dear. You look like you're still pretty tired. Oh, I see, but the dump closes at 1, so you have to get on with it.
Yeah.
And we still haven't gotten the shear pin out of our snowblower thing. And we can't really bring it inside, because if it gets fumes inside, we could have an explosion.
No good idea.
No, and I can't find my heat gun to warm it up.
Yeah, maybe a hairdryer or something.
A hairdryer. Yes, that's a heat gun. Yeah, I can do that. Maybe. Okay, well, I'll let you get on with that. I suppose I should start making Christmas stollen. I think, what is the forecast? According to a couple of these, it looks like it's going to be fine all day.
Today's going to be alright, yeah.
Look, it's even a little blue sky there. Okay.
Be okay after church, but
It's going to be freezing rain in the evening?
yeah.
Okay. About ice storm time. All right, well.
If you make Christmas all week, get on to air and let me get them.
Christmas stollen?
I'm sure she will be happy with it.
Yeah, I guess that means I should do it.
That'd be a good idea.
Indeed. Okay.
Right, well, yeah.
See you later. Crap. Crappity crap. Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.